next level.
Hello, hello. Happy Friday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. It is Financial Fitness Friday here on Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine. We're taking center stage on the Own It publishing platform, and I have a very special guest today to help us celebrate this Financial Fitness Friday. Let me go ahead and bring him on in. We have Mr. Nathaniel X Ross in the house. How are you, Nate? Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I am excellent. I am so excited to have you on the show today. Excited to, share some of your knowledge and wisdom with the folks out there on just being able to get some of those finances right. So please, let's just take a moment to let you introduce yourself and just tell them, a little bit about your background and, where you're from.
Well, I'm originally from Baltimore, born and raised in the inner cities of Baltimore, Maryland, raised up through the foster care system, and have been able to navigate through life to become a Fortune 400 global executive, to be a best-selling author, an empowerment coach, podcast host, global podcast host. So I've traveled through and have done a lot of different things, and usually people have me on their shows to talk about how I went from poverty to wealth.
Yeah, that journey right there. Let's talk just a little bit about that journey and what was that driving force behind getting you out of that street life and getting you to where you are today.
It was real simple. I didn't like being poor.
Okay.
And you know what? And to be honest, when we were growing up, I didn't know I was poor because everybody around us were all in the same situation. We just thought that was the way that life was. However, because of different people that I met in my life, I got exposed to, I lived in an all Black community.
Mhm.
So as I met a city councilman, and he took me in and I interned for him. I got exposed to the Caucasians. I got exposed to City Hall, to business people, entertainers. And I was like, wow, there's a whole lot more to life than playing basketball on the hoops, out playing football and standing on the corner drinking and talking.
Right.
And I liked it. So that became my big why. My big why was I don't like being poor. They have it. Why can't I have it too? And that was my driver.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So, what have you learned from, in your personal experience? What have you learned just about money and just really kind of being able to manage it? I guess we'll say, because everybody has a problem. I think just being able to manage those finances.
I mean, well, money is an energy, and most people think that money makes them, and it's quite the opposite. All money does is amplify who you are. So if you're a jerk and you get money, you become this amplified, bigger jerk. If you're a nice person that help other people and you get money, you help more people. But there are definitely rules around money, just like there are rules around anything else. And if you follow them, you get positive results. And if you don't, you get negative results.
Yeah, yeah. So I know in your financial boot camp, you talk a lot about, the mindset and, what kind of mindset you need to have. Let's talk a little bit about the mindset behind, having financial wealth?
Um, well, it's got to shift because you can. I mean, when you're in poverty or just living day to day, you're in a scarcity mindset of there's not enough,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to change your think. You have to change your vocabulary. You have to change your thinking in order to shift to the mindset of abundancy, that there's plenty,
Yeah.
and then how to use the universal laws to attract and bring those things to you that you're seeking.
Now, can you share with the audience maybe one tip that they can use that they can just start to be able to kind of start that shift from that scarcity mindset to to that abundant mindset?
I think the first one would be the universal law of truth versus lies. The universal law of truth is positive. The universal of law is of lies is negative. And if you have financial woes, look to the lie that you told, and you'll find out how to correct it. If you're telling the truth about your finances and you're dealing with them from a positive perspective, you don't have financial woes.
I love that. I love that. Look, it's all about being positive. I mean, that's really what I keep hearing over and over is, having that positive instead of, that negative energy that's going to bring us down. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut to a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back with Nathaniel X. Ross. Oh, that's such a fun commercial. That was
That's
Mupo.
it. Yeah, yeah.
Mupo Entertainment. Big ups to the show, Mupo. So we are back. This is Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, elevating that mind, body, and spirit. It's Financial Fitness Friday with Nathaniel X. Ross. So, Nathaniel, a lot of people have problems with being able to budget, especially in today's climate. Is there any, tips, any tools that maybe you can, throw out there to the audience that's watching that maybe can help them with being able to just, get a handle on that budget?
Well,
They can start.
most people have difficult time budgeting. I think that everyone should do a budget so that they can understand the numbers and understand the processes. But that's not the only way to become financially successful.
Mhm.
But then you'd have to make the sacrifice on the front end. If you do your investment savings and investment strategies first, called pay yourself first, then you
Mhm.
don't have to budget so much. But for the average person out there, you really need to understand where your money's going, so that if you can't see it, you can't manage it.
Right. Right.
Um, so they really need to see the numbers.
So it's important just to get a spreadsheet and just get it all down, just so you can really see, don't. I know a lot of people tend to now you've got just, your card, you're all electronic, all that stuff. And they tend to just look at, that bank account. So really it's just getting that one spot together where I have the spreadsheet that you sent us, which it really does help to bring everything together, your debts, your assets, just everything. So
And if people could understand, because most people are intimidated by the numbers, which
mhm.
they really
I
don't
would.
need to be, right? So all debt is what you have done in the past.
Mhm.
So you're looking at what have I done with my money,
Right. Yeah.
right? And all
Yeah.
the budget is how am I currently handling my money?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And your investment strategy is what am I doing with my money for my future?
Yeah.
So people shouldn't get caught up on the numbers. Look at it as past, present, and future.
Yeah. And I think the numbers, you do get caught up. I was caught up in them personally myself. I mean, you already know just from, from working with me, it was like, just kind of like pulling teeth trying to get there. But once you get there and you really start looking at it, you can start to manage and, know where you need to just start to just start. I mean, getting those smaller credit cards out of the way, right? Instead of just paying that minimum on them. Just okay, if you get that one down, and then don't just take that money, right, and start spending it on different things and celebrating with it. No, now put that towards the next one and just chip away. And that has really, really helped me,
Yeah, and,
personally. I
and
mean, so I
that's
thank you for that.
yeah, that's called the snowball effect. And
Mhm.
yeah, people, what a lot of people do is they pay a bill and then they think now that's free money.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
money that you now need to do to pay another bill.
Hmm.
And it makes this, and if you do that, the snowball effect helps to eliminate the debt a lot quicker.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're definitely experiencing that now. So this it's awesome. Now I know that, I mean, a lot of people don't even have money saved away for, say, an emergency. So can we talk a little bit about that? 'Cause I know you gave some very disturbing information to us about just what people have today and what they're lacking today when it comes to just having something for an emergency.
Well, yeah, the average American cannot come up with $500 for an emergency. And that's pretty sad, especially since we are the richest country in the world.
Yeah.
But again, it goes to not understanding money, not looking at your numbers, how to use your numbers. Um, we, no matter what your financial situation is, um, if you're among the lowest earners,
Mhm.
if you apply some of the principles that I teach in the financial boot camp, if you start at an early age, you can retire a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
So it's not about how much money is made, it's what you do with the money that you make.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't go out and party all the time. You got to save it. You got to invest it. I mean, and there's so many ways to invest. Now, what would you say is the most successful area that of, like, when you're talking about investing? What would you say would be the most successful avenue that you've taken with that?
In terms of making money, the quickest was real estate.
Okay.
Because you can take 10%, 20% for a down payment, um, and now you got an asset that's 100%. So I can spend $20,000 and have $100,000 asset, right, or $200,000 asset. So that's the quickest way. And a lot of people jump into real estate not understanding the rules of real estate, and they
Mhm.
lose. Um, because they're trying to get rich quick, right?
Okay.
And I think
Yeah.
that's where most people are. They're chasing the glitter of how do I get rich quick, right?
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
in my opinion, the best way to get rich is slow and steady.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
So now with real estate, I mean, nowadays we can look at also, I mean, we probably could have looked at it all along, but we always are looking in our backyard, right? What can can we buy in this state of, I'm in California, can I buy in Arizona, can I kind of be you know around here now? I have a bigger outlook on it, where I'm looking at international real estate. And I think that people should really start to be open to that, because that's a whole new world altogether, don't you think?
if that's their cup of tea,
Yeah.
uh, real estate is not for everyone.
Yeah.
I have a very good friend. We started doing real estate together, Just thought we were just curious and wanted to do it. I built up a portfolio of like $2.5 million. He couldn't handle the stress. It emotionally didn't sit well with him. And if whatever it is, whether it's real estate or any other investment, if you can't sleep at night and if you're worrying, it's not worth the investment. Quality of life is more important.
Absolutely.
So don't just do real estate because somebody else is doing it or because you think you're going to get rich quick that way.
Yeah. Now, what about the difference between like investing in the residential real estate versus commercial real estate?
One is a much bigger game. I think my most expensive home was $1 million. When you start dealing with commercial real estate property, you're talking significantly more. You're talking, 50, 100, 200, $300 million in property. So
Nice.
it's a bigger game.
Bigger game. Got it. Okay. So what has been the most important life lesson that you have learned this far?
My most important life lesson.
Yeah.
I would say my most one is to stay humble and help others.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it's very important to help others. I mean, helping your communities, the homeless issue right now is rampant. I mean, across, the world really. But I mean, when you're looking here in, the States, like I look in California when I'm driving, even, up the street now, it's very, very bad, and we're at a really horrible state. I feel like, in our economy.
So this may sound cold, if it's not meant to. We're going to always have poverty. It's the yin and yang of life. You're going to have people who have money and you're going to have people who don't, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing. And again, you got to follow the rules. You got to understand the rules of the game that you're playing. Yeah. So there's also rules to helping people. So you're now international. And I know, like in the DR, there's a lot of poverty, right? Yeah. And if we turned you loose in the DR and you just emotionally gave money wherever somebody's asking you for money or wherever you saw there's a need, then you would be broke just like them. Right. So you have to be very strategic in how you help someone help themselves. And I did that with the client of mine. It was actually went to Africa. We were talking, and she just liked helping people.
Yeah.
And she's giving out all this money to the people running up to her, and it's making her feel good. But at the end of it, poverty still existed. Right. People kept coming, and I said, you have to solve the problem. All you did was put yourself in a worse situation. So for folks out there that's going to help, make sure that you're planting seeds in fertile ground that's going to bring about some real change.
Change. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks for that, Nate. Thanks. All right. We're going to go ahead and cut to our second commercial break, and we will be right back with Nathaniel Roth. That was a smooth commercial there with upscale online biz solutions. I love it. All right, we are back, Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, with Financial Fitness Friday with Nathaniel X Ross. So awesome, awesome. All right, Nate. So tell me, what is the least favorite part of your job right now?
Um, wow. I would probably say the administrative stuff.
Yeah.
But one of the things I've learned as a leader, there are people out there that love doing that stuff.
Hmm.
So you find somebody that loves doing that stuff and you let them do it.
Yeah. I think sometimes the hard part about it though is just relinquishing that, right? Having to be able to give someone, I know for myself, I am not good with tech. And to
Right.
have to give someone my passwords and all that kind of stuff, it does, you have to have that level of trust. And I think I'm a little bit of a control freak too. So,
Yeah, but here's the big downside to that.
yeah,
If you work in isolation, you're never going to get rich. And
it's
if
true.
that's your goal, you're never going to get rich. It takes people to elevate you, to put you in position in order to get wealthy. And then it's
Mhm.
your responsibility as you become wealthy to elevate them.
Yeah.
But it's called leverage, right? So
Hmm.
with my team, I have team members around the world.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of administrative stuff done while I'm sleeping,
See, that's awesome.
you know. And yeah, you do have to work through that password issue thing, but that's like anything else. You got to hire slow and fire fast.
Yeah.
But if you take the time and do the due diligence, then you get the right person in the right positions and you're okay.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, have those conversations, and I'm HR, so you already know my background with that, and I'll interview somebody 4 or 5 times, a lot of times before I even hire them. So, what do you feel that what do you feel your biggest quality is that has contributed to your success this far?
Um, Probably compassion and understanding for others.
Yeah.
Um, the amount of time that I invest in those that are around me, especially my team members,
Hmm.
which brings about such significant and huge results to whatever it is that I'm doing. And, that's whether I'm in the business world or for social activity or whatever.
Yeah.
Take care of the people that are around you, and they'll take care of you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, what do you think has been the biggest challenge for you in just growing, your business and being an entrepreneur?
Um, they're the biggest challenge because there are a lot of challenges along the way.
Yeah.
Um, I think the biggest challenges was me getting out of
Mhm.
my own way.
Yeah.
Yeah. People like to point the finger at other folks and things and say that's the problem, but no, the biggest problem was me.
Yeah.
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 So it's a constant thing that I have to work on me, improving me every day, just get a little bit better.
I love that. I get 1%. I can get 1% better each day, right? I mean that's what I always tell some of the clients that I work with. That's all you got to do. 1%
A little bit
every
better
single
each
day.
day. Yeah.
So that's awesome. So tell us a little bit about the financial boot camp, and when maybe the next one is. 'Cause I know right now you are just finishing up one, and how can what can we see with a new one coming up, and how can people get involved? It's a lot of great
Well,
information.
the existing boot camp ends next Thursday. We've run for 3 months. Well, a 3 month period is what the boot camp runs for, but we got the Thanksgiving holiday.
Mhm.
Um, and we'll do another one next year, 24. I don't know what the date of it is. The date is to be determined.
Okay.
But they can go onto my website, um, abundancelegacy.org, and on there you can register for the camp once it becomes available. And it's 3 months. It's 2 hours. Right. Well, right now it's 2 hours every Thursday from 7 to 9. I think we're going to stick with the Thursday to 7 to 9. Um, and it's a lot of work. What you put into it is what you get out of it. And we started off with 29 people, and uh, we lost a couple along the way because of emotional issues or life circumstances or whatever. Uh,
Mhm.
but a significant number have either are currently out of debt as a result of participating. Um, a number of them are within their living budgets that we talked about, and we're now in doing investment strategies now and um, showing people how to stabilize their finances and then how to use that to start to build towards wealth. Again, it's not get rich quick.
Right. Yeah. No, it's slow and steady. I absolutely love that. So everybody look for those dates. Once Nate gives them to me, I'm gonna have them out here. I will be advertising for it as well because it is great information. And y'all don't know just yet some moves that are being made in my camp, but I do have to thank Nate for his knowledge and wisdom and just the guidance in helping us to just get on top of some things that we needed to get on top of to get to that next level. So, Nate, do you have any words of wisdom, words of encouragement that you want to share with our audience today on this Financial Fitness Friday?
Um, I think this may sound counterintuitive,
Mm,
but just be kind to people. Uh, don't make money the focus. Make
yeah,
doing the right thing the focus. And if you and most people don't get this. If you solve a problem, the money comes.
that's right.
Everybody's chasing the money. Fix a problem and the money comes.
Yeah, so true. So true. So stop worrying about all the money, y'all, and stop trying to get rich quick because it's not going to happen. Again, we've got a lot of different things going on out there financially, a lot of different investment opportunities. Do your research and make sure that you get educated on the way that you do invest. Contact someone like Nate. Contact Nate. And so that Nathaniel can help you with some of these decisions because when you have the cryptocurrency, things like that, there's a lot of things out there that we don't understand. So definitely make sure that you stay
Yeah,
educated, right?
let me share this with you because I people would always ask me, "Are you involved in cryptocurrency?" And my response was, "Nope, have no interest, no desire." Um, because one, I just wasn't educated and didn't know anything about it,
Right.
and I'm not chasing money trying to get wealthy. It's like, so why would I be interested in crypto?
Yeah.
But I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and she said, you should expose yourself to cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, nope. And she says, but so she was very strategic, and she was like, but you're a life coach. Um, you are a life learner.
Yeah.
So why would you not learn about that? And I was like, you know what? I had to step back from it, rethink it. And I was like, if I take $500, which is discretionary pocket money, and I put it into this cryptocurrency thing, if I lost it, it really didn't matter for me because
Mm-hmm.
of the lessons that I would have learned by going through the process.
Right.
Now, fortunately, she's an expert at cryptocurrency,
Mm-hmm.
and she started teaching me the rules of the game. Once you understand the rules of the game, you can win. But if you don't know the rules, you're going to the casino just giving your money away.
Right. Yeah.
So, long story short, I'm learning from her, following the rules of the game, and I've done a 22% return. Kentucky
Wow.
Federal Reserve. So I went from 500 so I'm up to like 20, uh, almost $3,000. I mean, $13,000 now.
Nice.
Knows the rules. I don't,
Amazing. Right.
you know?
Wow. See, so again, educate yourself, know the rules, and you're going to be able to be successful out there in all aspects of life, right, Nate? So,
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a holistic approach, you know? Because
yes,
money shows up in everything.
absolutely.
Everything.
It sure does.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well, Nathaniel, thank you so much for joining us today. Can you just one more time let everyone know how they can get in touch with you if they want to work with you, or have any questions, anything like that, how they can connect with you?
Go to my nonprofit website, www.abundancelegacy.org, and just email me or give me a phone call. If you want to come through my coaching practice, it's nathanielxross.com. And all my contact information, social media information is there. I answer my own phone and I answer my own emails.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Nathaniel. I just love having your, articles in Phoenix Fitness Fanatics. Everybody, if you have not subscribed yet, subscribe to Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine to get some amazing financial literacy education and also just life lessons, from Nate as well as a bunch of other amazing coaches that we have in the platform. So I want to just thank you so much for joining us today. Have an amazing Financial Fitness Friday. Have an awesome weekend and enjoy this holiday and be safe as well. Everybody, take care and we'll see you next time.